Hello, I'm Nick Park from Evangelical Alliance Ireland, and this is our weekly video. It's Friday, but Sunday's coming. When I first came to Christ in 1981, I was saved out of a life of sin and degradation, and I realized that salvation was the most wonderful thing. I wanted to share Jesus with as many people as possible. I was passionate about witnessing, passionate about evangelism. I used to go out and knock on doors and tell people about Jesus. I used to go out with a friend on the streets, and we would take a guitar with us and a pile of leaflets, and we'd take it in turns. One of us would stand on one side of the street and play the guitar and sing, and our singing was so bad, our guitar playing was so bad, people would cross to the other side of the road to get away from us, and there the other one would be standing with the leaflets and would try to engage people in conversation about Christ. Our evangelism, to be honest, was sometimes very clumsy. Sometimes it was not very well done at all, and yet we did win people to Jesus Christ. And pretty soon I began to understand that it wasn't enough to just bring people to a decision where they would receive Jesus, but they had to be connected with a worshipping community, a church. They had to be discipled. And discipleship is absolutely key to the mission of the Christian church. Jesus didn't say go into all the world and make decisions. He said go into all the world and make disciples. Now, back in the 1980s, discipleship seemed fairly straightforward. You got saved, and then the church would have a discipleship class. And they might say, we've got a discipleship class on Tuesday nights, and you would attend every Tuesday over a number of weeks until you had basically learned the basics that you needed to know to be part of the church and to be a disciple. And I attended a discipleship course, and later I taught and took others through discipleship courses. However, as the years have gone by, it seems to have got much more complicated. One of the reasons being is that people's weekly schedules are so different now. Back in the 1980s, it seemed that most people would be free in the evenings, and you could rely on them to come every week. If they were interested enough, they would come to the discipleship class every week. But today, people's schedules are such that if you start a discipleship class, and let's say you run a 10-week discipleship course on the same night every week, you can pretty well guarantee that almost nobody will make it to every single one of them. Their schedules are just so different. Sometimes it's like trying to hit a moving target with people. So that's why I'm always wanting to learn more about discipleship. I've been a Christian for 41 years. I have been in full-time Christian ministry now for 37 years, and I still want to learn more. I'm 59 years old, but I want to learn more about how to produce disciples. After all, the Bible says that the church were first of all known as disciples before they were known as Christians. It wasn't until Acts chapter 11 and verse 26 where we were told in Antioch people first began to call them Christians. So they were disciples before they were ever known as Christians. So how can we learn how to better disciple people? Well, one person who knows an awful lot about this is Randy Pope. Randy Pope is a Presbyterian minister. In 1977, he moved to Atlanta, Georgia, and planted Perimeter Church, which has become a Presbyterian megachurch with several thousand members. They've planted out over 40 churches out of that one congregation, and they've become known for the excellence and effectiveness of their discipleship programs. Now, Randy Pope is going to be in Ireland on Monday night at Britannia Church in Dublin, holding a special event on training in discipleship. And I think it's a tremendous initiative. I commend the Britannia Church for putting this together and bringing Randy Pope over. I will be there on Monday night, and I would encourage as many of you that can be to get there on Monday night to hear Randy Pope. That's in Britannia Church in Dublin. It is free, a free event, but you do have to register online, and you can find the link for registering on our Evangelical Alliance Facebook page or on the Facebook page of Britannia Church Dublin. Now, when it comes to discipleship, one tool also that we have used in the local church that I pastor, Solid Rock Drogheda, is our own discipleship resource living life as a learner. And we wrote this book in order to share the things that we felt were the most crucial in helping people become effective disciples of Jesus Christ. This is something we take people through. It's our primary disciple-making course in our church. And this book has also been used by others. For example, there's churches in the United States who basically ordered a large number of copies. We got them printed up with their logos on the cover and everything else, and they use that for their discipleship programs. And in order to promote the making of disciples, which I believe is so crucial at this time to the Irish Church, we're making this available digitally free of charge. So if you'd like to get a PDF of this, go on the Evangelical Alliance website or the EAI Facebook page, and there you can download it as a PDF. Also, if you do the Amazon Kindle thing, for the next 4 days, it's available free as an ebook on the Amazon Kindle app. So you can, if you have a Kindle device, or if you have the Kindle app on your phone or your tablet or your computer, you can download this book as an ebook for free as well. Look, there's different ways of doing it. There's many different discipleship courses out there, but really discipleship is not an option for the church. The church has to engage itself in the business of making disciples. Jesus told us to go and make disciples of all nations. We want to put resources in your hands to enable that to happen. Britannia Church are doing the same thing. Randy Pope is committed to doing the same thing. I know many others are as well. And I believe that as we move forward as the Church of Jesus Christ in Ireland, we're not just going to see many decisions for the Lord, but we're going to see many disciples standing up and ministering in the Lord's name. And why am I so confident about that? Because it might be Friday, but Sunday's coming.